Traders, welcome back to another lesson here. So today's market started out with a downtrend working lower. We had another uptrend here with a break and a new extreme to begin with. And I was expecting at this point for prices to push lower and create a new low for this downtrend. But you can see we instead reversed and we created this tight leg up, which initially I was playing something like this. So I have this uptrend here. I was thinking about some second entry long at the EMA, but you can see we get a first entry long, second entry long, but we're so far from the EMA we can't take. And same thing with the higher low, it's just too far from the EMA. But you get a tiny break and a new extreme. So the market opened around this area, and we had this solid leg up with a tiny break at a new high. So I was pausing, looking to go long at this point. I need to see additional price action to see what the next market cycle is going to be. But you can see, first off, this break is so tiny that this move still looks quite structured. So let's see a little bit more price action to see if there's some additional channel or if we're going to get another market cycle here. And you can see here, we push up strongly and it still looks like one seamless leg up. It looks quite structured. So I was starting to play something like this, which fits quite well. So I'm still thinking about some second entry long at the EMA. You have a first entry long here, pullback, second entry long here, but we're so far from the EMA. Let's see if we can get something here at the EMA. And you get a double trap here, which is also a small failed breakout out of this little small consolidation here. It is a double bar entry, which I typically don't like to take double bar entries on double traps, but it does fit the rules. First entry long, second entry long, double trap at the EMA. Also a failed breakout of this congestion. This is a decent high probability setup. I was thinking about some higher low here. Can we get it? And now the double trap pushes prices up straight to the new extreme. So perfect price action. Uptrend played out with a break in a new high. So once again, I'm pausing, looking to go long. I want to see what the next market cycle is going to be here. You can see we have this tight leg working lower. We have a small overshoot of the downtrend, and we're back above the EMA. So at this point, I went ahead and drew this trading range here. And I want to see what's going to happen next. Is this uptrend going to get a new high, or bears going to come and test the downtrend? It's a little bit unclear at this moment, so I'm just patient, waiting to see what the next move is going to be. And you can see we're back below the EMA. So when we come back below the EMA, a failed second entry long would be decent because this downtrend does need a new extreme. But you can see we never get it here, and we push straight lower. And you can see support held prices here, and we're back above the EMA again. So when we get back above the EMA here, I went ahead and drew this wider channel here, something like this. And you give a second entry long here, but problem is we're below the EMA. We need a second entry long to form above the EMA. But now we're back above the EMA here. So I'm thinking about some higher low because this uptrend needs a new high. We traded up into this range, and you can see the bullish imbalance here. Something like this. Like this. There's definitely a bullish imbalance here. We traded up into this range, so there's definitely a bullish bias here. So I'm thinking about some higher low to get a new high of this uptrend and to test this resistance level up here. And sure enough, we'll get a nice higher low here. This is a great high probability setup to take advantage of. Higher low, confirming the second entry long. Uptrend needs a new high. We expect to test this resistance. And sure enough, prices push straight higher. So great high probability setup here. So I have a new high for the uptrend at the moment. I wasn't playing this wider channel just yet. I was playing something like this. I want to see if prices are going to pull back into this range or what the next market cycle is going to be. So I'm just pausing. This is an area of development for me. I just want to see what's going to happen next. So we push lower like this. So I drew this downtrend, but then we get above the EMA. So this is a little concerning for me. Why are we above the EMA? It's still telling that there's some bullish bias. So let's let prices print and see if bears can kick in and push prices lower, or if the bulls are going to take over and continue working higher. So let's see what happens. And sure enough, bulls stepped into the market here. So this is when I started drawing this wider channel, something like this. You can see it fits quite nicely. And I'm thinking about some second entry long at the EMA here. I have a first entry long pullback. Can we get some second entry long at the EMA? You get a second entry long, but it formed real sketchy on my chart, bearish bar. But it ended up working anyways. Downtrend played out the break in a new extreme. Second entry long here. Great context. It didn't form well on my chart. And now we have an overshoot of this wider channel here. So with overshoot, I have to skip the first, second entry long. I need to see this first leg play out if in fact this is going to be overshoot. And then some push above the EMA with maybe a failed second entry short. So we get a first entry long, second entry long, but once again, we have to skip the first, second entry long due to overshoot. We could get a stronger pullback. But now you can see those nice two legs back. So I was starting to think about some higher low here because I can see the visual two-legged pullback. First leg, break, second leg. So a higher low would be decent here, but we need to see it form quite well. And you can see prices just continue pushing lower. So overshoot starting to kick in here. And you can see this looks like a nice one leg working lower. So I went ahead and drew this downtrend. You have a first entry short pullback, second entry short, but I don't like trading against the trend. I'm still expecting a new high here. And then we're back above the EMA. So when we get back above the EMA, I was thinking, okay, maybe the bulls are going to kick in. You have some small overshoot here. So I was thinking the bulls are going to kick in and we could potentially go and test this, the new high here. You get a first entry long pullback, second entry long here, but we're below the EMA. So a higher low would have been decent, but we didn't get it. And you can see this uptrend played out with the break in a new extreme. And now since we're back below the EMA, it's apparent that this downtrend needed a new low, because when I was watching this live, when I was in this area, I was thinking, okay, maybe there is a downtrend like this with a break in a new extreme, something like this. And I was thinking that the bulls were going to take over and go and test the new high here, given the fact of this bullish move here, this bullish uptrend. But then when we get back below the EMA like this, it was clear that this downtrend was in fact a little bit wider, something like this. And this downtrend was going to want a new low now. And sure enough, downtrend played out the break in a new extreme. So now that this downtrend played out the break in a new extreme, if we get a push above the EMA, a failed second entry short would be great, because this downtrend played out the break in a new low. You know the bearish bias is over, and this uptrend still needs a new high according to trendline rule. So let's see if we can get some push above the EMA here. You have a first entry short, and you get the second entry short failure here. The failed second entry short, you have a first entry short pullback, second entry short failure. Problem is, it just formed real sketchy on my chart. You can see EMA is in the middle of these bars. They form below the EMA, and it's just stacked here. It would have been nice if it formed a little bit cleaner, but good context. It just formed very sketchy locally on my chart. But this is a failed second entry short, exactly what we're looking for. Downtrend played out with the break in a new low. Uptrend still needs a new high according to trendline rule. And sure enough, we get that push up. So now I'm playing this wider uptrend here. I'm thinking about some second entry long at the EMA. You get a first entry long pullback, second entry long here, but we're just so far from the EMA. And once again, I'm still looking for that second entry long because uptrend still needs a new high according to trendline rule. So you get a first entry long here. We push higher on the first entry. But now this uptrend's still in play. This uptrend needs a new high. So if we get a break of this uptrend, it'd be a second entry long would be a great high probability setup, because technically two uptrends would need new highs if we break this channel here. So you get a first entry long, but then we push lower, and we have this downtrend working lower. So, oh, it already got late. It's already 3 o'clock, so the market closed. I didn't realize how late it got. But yeah, so nothing would change at the moment. We still have this uptrend, still needs a new high. This uptrend needs a new high. So there's definitely a bullish bias in the market. I would just want to see if we're back above the EMA and we get some failed second entry short here, it'd be a great high probability setup. because both uptrends still need a new high. It is a little bit concerning that we broke the EMA here with this sharp move down, but the bias still doesn't change. Uptrend is still, both of these uptrends at this point still need a new high. We traded up into this range, so I'm still expecting the bulls to kick in and create a new high for both of these uptrends. So at this point, I'd be looking for some failed second entry short above the EMA to capitalize on both of these trends needing a new high. But yeah, guys, that was the market for today. We started with a downtrend working lower that ended up reversing into this bullish channel working higher. We had a break in a new high. We changed market cycles into this range here. Downtrend played out with a break in a new extreme. The bullish imbalance kicked in. There was a great higher low confirming this second entry long. This uptrend needed a new high, and we expected prices to test this resistance level. So great higher low here. Instead of reversing back into this trading range, prices instead continued pushing up, and it led into a new market cycle of bullish uptrend. We're expecting some second entry long here, just didn't form well on our chart. Pushed higher, we get an overshoot here, so we can expect a stronger correction in the opposite direction. And sure enough, prices created this leg lower. We get a break, new high of the uptrend. Downtrend gets a break, new extreme. So now we're expecting a new high of this uptrend since the support held and we're back above the EMA. Downtrend played out the break in a new low. We get some failed second entry short, which is great context wise. It just didn't form clean on my chart. We push higher, expecting some second entry long, but unfortunately it just didn't form. And at this point, we get a downtrend working lower, but once again, the bias remains bullish because this uptrend needs a new high and this uptrend needs a new high. So we expect a new high according to trendline rule. So we'd be looking for some failed second entry short above the EMA at this point. But yeah, guys, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was beneficial for you, feel free to hit that like button below. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I have a trading community where I post charts daily in real time, and I'm here to answer any questions you guys may have in real time. If that's of any interest to you guys, feel free to check out the link in the description below. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a good trading day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.